When you sort of made the original trilogy, did you envisage down the line there would maybe be a closing chapter one day? And was it something you always kept quite an open mind about?
You know, I never really thought about it. It was kind of step by step on down the path, and I didn't know where it was going or when or if we'd ever get there. I just made one movie at a time. The first one, I knew that there was that if it turned out okay, that we might make another one, but 4 of them? Never would have thought that was possible. And then after a 15-year break, one more? Yeah. Because I always wanted to see this guy more towards the end of his string, you know? We'd spent all this time with him as a young, vigorous man. I wanted to see the effect of age and time, because this is about time, this movie. I wanted to see the effect of all the things he's done, who he's been, how he's behaved on him at my age, near my age, and to kind of not wrap up all the ends, but to emotionally register this this volume of time, these experiences that we've all shared together, and I'm thrilled to be able to bring this film to the people that have enjoyed the others. I'm proud of this sucker. I'm proud of this guy for what he done. What I'd done? He done made a script that served the purpose, you know? And he done it good.
I need a banjo.
Yeah, you do. But it was what a gift it was to me and to all of us to have this really powerful story underneath us.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about sort of passing of time, and people say as we get older, we become more like our fathers. I know I sort of certainly am. With that in mind, when playing Indy in this kind of film, did you find yourself looking to Sean Connery's kind of performance in any way to kind of help you craft your role and see where Indy might be now?
You know, I wasn't clever enough to even think about that. but let's suppose I did. Other guy, but he's, you know, if your dad happens to be Sean Connery,
that's its own damage.
Yeah, I mean, it infuses you, and you don't have to, you know, imitate him. It's just the experience of being with him gets in your bones. Yeah.
I always think in the movie that moment that Ethann pilfers your father's watch from you. Is it really? I always love what you do with that moment, because it's like, give me that. That was my father's watch. And we really feel like.
Well, I said. I mean, he was supposed to have. You know, he's a pickpocket. He's a thief, and took my watch. But in the script, it was my watch. And what I said was, that was my dad's watch. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you mentioned about also the passing of time can be quite sad. And one of the things that's always illuminated in the passing of time can be quite a sad thing. And one of the things that's always kind of illuminated and enriched the Indiana Jones films, I think, is humanity. And I think subtly they can be quite emotional kind of films. I wonder, James, about bringing in the kind of the balance between kind of, in a big budget, kind of big scale film, that balance between giving fans that pure entertainment, but also having that kind of emotional undercurrent.
That is my life's work when I work on larger movies, is trying to find a way. There's so many, whatever you'd call them, tentpole movies, franchises, large-scale financial entertainment endeavors that don't seem to have an actual reason other than people know these characters' names and want to see them in another one. And I try to make sure to me, I came up making small movies about intimate with the characters, and so even when I find myself making a larger scale film like this, with all the demands you mentioned of entertainment and action and choreography and spectacle, part of what makes the spectacle feel spectacular is that it's interspersed with humanity and human moments. But I tend not to think that people are so, first of all, time passing, he said something very interesting, time passing is sad, but it is all we have. Time passing is that would make life sad, because if time weren't passing, I'd just be a videotape on the pause button. But sadness is a part of life. And just like intimate scenes make spectacle scenes more visible, sad scenes make happier scenes feel more wonderful. And that, but I don't tend to think of scenes on emotional colors anyway. I tend to think of them because sometimes characters on a screen sharing a moment of grief or shared sadness can actually be incredibly warm to see that these two people are comforting each other or finding each other in that moment of grief. So emotion is all about, and scenes is all about how the actors are connecting and the characters are connecting, more importantly, I guess.
I just wanted to say, because I'm obviously a huge Indy fan as a kid, but just on behalf of everyone from my website, HeyUGuys, my editors, and all of our readers, thank you for all of your decades of fantastic movies and these characters and what they mean to all of us. It's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you for saying so. I'm just part of a team of people that get together and make these things, and it's a powerful experience for me to have this opportunity.
You are, but you did something really miraculous with this character. That his contradictions and uniqueness there's no one else in the world who could have made this guy happen.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!